and welcome to a very special episode of Agenda. It's of course the festival of Eid, and to mark that we come to you from the special location just outside the Qutub Minar. We are over here with of course the Agenda audience, and the topic today is something quite relevant to the festival. We're talking about political iftars and whether the declining number of them, what is the significance it has? And to talk about that, we'll of course have two very prominent speakers. We have Sheila Bhatt, who's perhaps tracked the Modi government closer than anybody else. And to talk about why the Modi government hasn't had so many political iftars, we have Sambit Patra of the BJP. But before we hear from them, hear from the young audience what they make of this political symbolism, let's just take a look at what the party members said about the fewer number of iftars that they had. Prime Minister didn't go to the President's iftar.
We have come here to greet Shah Sahab. I think that's about all.
Our first talking point today, of course, what we are asking, is Prime Minister Modi missing an opportunity to reach out? That's what many are suggesting. In fact, that's what Shashi Tharoor of the Congress has said, because remember, the Congress, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh had iftars every year apart from the year when there was a national tragedy like the floods. So we are asking you, Sheila Bhatt, is it an opportunity that Narendra Modi is missing out on?
See, iftar, the entire issue of iftar, giving iftar parties, and particularly in the national capital, it has a different connotation than iftar itself, which is a very beautiful tehzeeb, which is part of our Indian civilization, where all the communities come together at the sunset time. The idea of iftar in the traditional Islamic way is that you fast for entire day, yes, and at a Maghrib time, all the people in one thali, in a one single thali, they share the food, and you call your loved ones and relatives and friends and neighbors also, and people even you don't know. So that is a very beautiful thing to do. But I think your question is about this government and the leadership.
Because in the UPM,
yes,
we're so used
but
to
I
all
would say
ministers
that
having it.
The iftar, I'm not against iftar as such. Obviously, nobody can be. It's a very beautiful gesture if anybody is hosting iftar for a friend or anybody. But I think the way we have done it today since last, I would say 20 years in Delhi, I think it's not a beautiful gesture, but it's just a photo opportunity. It has become a very opportunistic way to attract news attention and just to send a message to a particular minority community. I think it has gone very bad way, I would say. But now, this is these are very interesting times,
yes,
where historic mandate has come. So I would prefer that, although I am not in favor of these political iftars, because Sunedra, Nehru used to have a party on a Eid day, but he would call 6 or 7 selected friends and he will have a party. To call a camera, to call a journalist and just show off, it's not done.
So Nehru would do it very hush-hush.
I would. That's not the right word. In a beautiful way, in a
private atmosphere.
To just express your feelings, the genuine feeling that though I don't keep roza, though I am not born in a family, but we are all it's about inclusiveness.
Yes.
That we believe we are plural society, and we take it as our normal part of our own life.
Yeah.
An ounce of them is ounce of me. But I'm saying, so I'm not in favor of this political iftar at all. So when Amit Shah or Narendra Modi, or for such BJP as a party, which they did not do iftar anytime and is not likely to do, I'm saying that, see, you have to, it was a though opportunistic event, but you had a chance to
Should have done
begin.
it.
To begin, why? I'll just tell you one thing. Most important thing, this mandate,
Yeah.
this particular mandate in Uttar Pradesh, you got 81 seats.
That's right.
And it's amazing.
And at a
71
time-
seats, and it's an amazing thing to happen. It's such a big success. So you could have been humble. You could have set aside ego.
Especially at a time when Saharanpur is happening.
And,
So
and no, I'm not linking all these
You're not
things.
linking. Okay,
I'm
fine.
saying
Accepted.
that somewhere you
So-
have to start dialogue.
Okay.
So this was an occasion given to you on platter.
Okay, so let's get Sambit Patra on this. Congress's Shashi Tharoor has said, and Sheila Bhatt, even though she doesn't like the whole opportunism of it, she's saying perhaps it is a missed opportunity.
I would not say that this is a missed opportunity. Many of our party men have maintained that, this is a personal affair. Iftar and religion is a personal affair, and it should be confined to the personal way of celebration. It should not be a government's affair. It's a secular country. It should not be a government's affair. First and foremost,
So is the Prime Minister going for any personal, private?
Let me also remind you of the fact that the All India Muslim Law Board and many of the clerics of the Muslim, very highly placed Muslim clerics, have in fact in the past shunned such political iftars. They have told that iftar is a matter of piety. It is piousness.
That's true.
It should be.
That's
It should
true.
be. It should be in
But Sambit
solace.
Patra, I wanted to ask you, what kind of message does it send if the President, Pranab Mukherjee, invites the Prime Minister and he doesn't come?
No, I'm coming bit by bit into the whole iftar issue. First and foremost, we should be aware
But
that.
tell us about this.
No, I'll tell you about everything, in fact. But give me some time. Yes, well,
The
yes.
president
No, I'll come.
invited
I'll
and
come
he
in.
was in Bombay that day.
I'll come into every bit of it, and we have to remember as to how this whole iftar thing started. Iftar is a phenomena since time immemorial, but how it got politicized in the Indian context is very important. No, you
I
have
think
to.
Sheila kind of touched upon
No,
that.
no. She has just touched, but I'll go into
As
the
the
depth
party,
of it.
No, but Sambit Patra,
No. One should know about this in the sense that, remember, in the 1970s, till 1970s, iftar was never a very important political affair. In fact, if Nehru had a very small clan attending to his private iftar party, then Lal Bahadur Shastri even shunned that. He never had any iftar
Yeah,
party.
okay.
But thereafter, in the 1974, for the first time in Uttar Pradesh, H.M. Bahuguna,
yes.
who was a chief minister, started the iftar thing because he somehow wanted to show to the minorities that he was connected to them. This did not augur well with Indira Gandhi, who was in fact having a bad time
Yeah.
then after emergency.
okay, so
and
come
especially
to 2014 now.
the-
We
no, you
had
have
a history lesson.
Sunita, this is a very important
No, I
issue.
want to know.
The vasectomy issue.
No,
the
no, because we have constraints of time, Sambit. I just wanted to ask you, the President invited, the PM didn't go. Do you think
The
it's such a-
PM was in Mumbai. He had pressing concerns. He was in Mumbai, and that's
Okay.
the reason that he was probably not there in that party. But we had representation. We had the Home Minister. We had Najma Heptullah ji. We had others also were representing.
Okay, so what's interesting is that Najma Heptullah also, and somebody like Shahnawaz Hussain, who had of course the Eid lunch, but his iftars used to be very famous. This time he didn't have one. There were nothing in the BJP circle in Delhi. That's what's being talked about. What's interesting is that I've been speaking to our young audience who are college students over here. Most of them welcome the fact that they've done away, like you were saying, that political opportunism. For instance, you were saying.
Yeah.
Why do you like that?
Actually, what I have noticed now is that the public now has become intelligent as well as cynical. So what the Prime Minister and his cabinet people are trying to do is they are trying to match their actions with deeds. So if
That's
they are personally
interesting.
holding any iftar
So you're
party,
commending
any Christmas
him-
party,
you're commending
I'm
him for
commending,
the- okay.
and then they are following it up with some actions also.
Okay, and we'll hear more from all of you because a lot of people are commending that. But I want to get to another point which has been brought up, a second talking point. Does the fact that a lot of young people are accepting, but the whole point of it has been about reaching out to the Muslim community. Now, Sambit Patra, you mentioned, and that's what our second talking point is, does this message get across to the Muslim community? You also talk about the opportunism. You're saying that a lot of Muslim personal law board spoke out against it. Do you think that perhaps the fact that he's not holding could be dangerous? You were saying it would have been nicer if he reached out.
No, I won't use word dangerous and all that. I am just saying this thing, that somewhere, someday, BJP party will have to start this dialogue with Muslims, will have to, I would say, refine the rough edges of his Hindu vote bank, that somebody says that if Modi holds a say, just for the sake of saying argument, that if he holds a iftar in a 7 Rescourse Road, so Hindus won't vote for him. What nonsense we are talking about.
Do you think that's the fear?
No, I am saying no. I'm just saying that people argue like this. I say no, I'm saying there is some issue. There are some issues of BJP which we are talking about since 30 years.
Yes.
1980. I'm saying that and even they are knowing it, that they are not rejoicing the fact that they out of say 71 people none of them are minority. They also say that if generally people vote for their Muslim candidate, they will keep Muslim, I'm saying in election these things are pragmatic, so we accept it, but somewhere they will have to change, no?
So that they will have to change is what Sheila Bhatt is saying. What do you think? Are you doing enough to change that?
No, I believe we are a good lot, and Bharatiya Janata Party in fact has done a lot. That's the reason as to why we got the mandate that we have got, and people have reposed their faith on us. So I believe why should we change? Why should we change?
People are smarter than even BJP leaders. They understand that BJP leaders have some issues, and they are saying this issue. Or I tell you one thing. The right word is this: that in an organic manner. Not because of media, not because we are saying, not because secular leaders are saying, but in a very organic, natural and a refined and a beautiful way, BJP and Muslim community, not just Muslim, generally all the inclusive.
Sure. Yeah, and I wanted to ask you.
Give me 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Give me 10 seconds.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
I believe, the country has seen enough of tokenism. I was speaking about the historical part of it. I think one line would suffice to say the history, that when 1974-75 Indira Gandhi's Congress fell out of disrepute because of vasectomy incidents, she felt the best way was to borrow out of Bahuguna's history and have a iftar party, and that continued for a while, which was dropped off and on. In fact, let me remind you, APJ Abul Kalam also dropped it in 2003, and he said that, well, yes, why not send the same amount of government's money to 3 orphanages? And the money was given to 3 orphanages. It won accolades throughout the country.
But
I have to have my own time, and madam has to have her own time.
I wanted to ask you,
yes,
over there, interrupt and say that, like what we were saying, that those rough edges, even if it is tokenism, the fact that some tokenism has gone down badly, like not wearing a skull cap, do you think it could be undone with this?
I'm not saying that iftar is a tokenism, not at all. It is a celebration. It's a fantastic celebration, but it is a personal piety. It is a personal piousness, matter of personal religious belief. So it should be celebrated within solace. It should be celebrated with some kind of piousness around, not as a photo opportunity. That's what my personal belief is. Why should we, at the end of the day, you have a beautiful religious celebration which culminates trying to gain something politically out of it? Why? Politics has its own domain, religion has its own domain. Let's not mix religion and politics.
And that is going to be the stand of the BJP.
No, BJP does not need not have stand on every little affair as political affairs. This is an affair.
No. Won't you say it's a tradition?
No, just a second, Sunita. The most important issue is political parties should not have opinions on personal religious beliefs.
Okay, I want to get a quick word in from some of the other tokenisms that have been happening over here. One of the young men talked about Mamata Banerjee's, how she communicates.
So, on many occasions, Bengal is having lots of occasions like the Christmas, the Muslim festivals, and obviously the biggest festival is the Durga Puja. So, what she does is, during the festivals on the Eids, she becomes the Muslim. She goes to the
She wears the
masjids.
burqa. We've seen shots of her doing that, right?
So, but
do you welcome that?
We welcome that, certainly. A person should embrace all kinds of religion.
So when you see Narendra Modi and his government not holding iftars, not going for them, what message does it send to you?
It might be his personal feeling that
it's okay?
Yes, it's okay. It's his personal feeling. It's his personal bias that he does not want to conduct such events, because maybe he feels that people will look at it from a political angle, which people generally do.
We have to take a short break now. When we come back, the final word on this. Does this mean just a phase where the numbers of political iftars have declined, or are we looking at a phasing out of this tradition? Be right back.